A very good day to you. I'm Hank Gross, MidHudsonNews.com. It's Thursday, May 16th. The news today brought to you by the Galleria at Crystal Run. A Franklin D. Roosevelt High School student was killed in a crash on South Quaker Lane in Hyde Park yesterday, the Dutchess County Sheriff's Office reports. His front seat passenger was transported to Mid-Hudson Regional Hospital in critical condition, while two backseat passengers sustained lesser injuries, police say. Their names were being withheld. Sheriff Captain John Waterson says the vehicle struck a utility pole when the driver lost control. The primary factor in the crash appears to be unsafe speed. However, the investigation is continuing, he said. The students were believed to be traveling from the high school to Bosse's in the town of Hyde Park. The city of Port Jervis has joined the ranks of the cities of Newburgh and Poughkeepsie to implement the state SNUG anti-violence program. Senator James Skoufis secured the $100,000 to fund the program, which involves the police and city working with schools to help curb violence, says Port Jervis Police Chief William Warden.
And also partnering in the community to bring about anti-violence prevention, in neighborhoods in our city parks. We're also using the funding to increase our hotspot proactive policing, in neighborhoods where we're finding, statistically that we're having higher rates of crimes involving violence. The heavy presence, making residents feel safer and preventing these acts.
Skoufis said SNUG is a public health approach to community violence that uses credible messengers and medication. A new federal program will provide grant funding to help airports like New York Stewart International dispose of PFAS used in firefighting foam and replace it with safer solutions for firefighters. That chemically laden foam used at the Stewart Air National Guard Base has been determined to be the source of the pollution of the city of Newburgh's Washington Lake Reservoir and neighboring streams. Since its discovery in the lake in 2016, the reservoir has been off limits and Newburgh has been tapping into the New York City Catskill Aqueduct funded by the state. Aside from contaminating water, PFAS poses a health threat to firefighters using it, says Senator Charles Schumer, who's been leading the charge to replace PFAS foam with a safer firefighting agent. Making Route 17 comply with federal guidelines to become Interstate 86 is a time-consuming process. Studies have to be made on how any changes to the roadway will impact the environment, local communities, and traffic patterns. Sullivan County legislator Nick Solomon wants to find out if New York Route 17 would be widened to 3 lanes in Sullivan County because he's concerned about how that would affect local communities.
If we could postpone the 3 lanes in Sullivan for later on, I'm worried about taking part of Rock Hill off the map. I think it would lower the assessed valuation because you're taking property away.
Wallkill Town Public Works Commissioner Lou Ingrassia was at yesterday's meeting to find out what the plans were for entrance and exit ramps in the town.
I want to get a good idea of what the project entails, what the scoping is calling for, how it's going to affect our town and our exits, of course.
Many things have to be taken into consideration, including height of bridges along the roadway, shoulder width, acceleration, and deceleration lanes, among other things, officials said. More news right after this.
Find over 100 retailers allowing you to spend hours shopping safely at the Galleria at Crystal Run. Enjoy the big brands and the diverse selection of family-owned stores all in one location. The Galleria at Crystal Run offers dining options for everyone with Fuji 110 Grill, Allen's Mediterranean Grill, and Peru Cuisine. Discover the Mid-Hudson Valley's premier shopping, dining, and entertainment destination, the Galleria at Crystal Run. For more information, follow us on Instagram, Facebook, or visit GalleriaCrystalRun.com.
A Saugerties couple who repeatedly accepted and disposed of construction and demolition debris from the New York City area at one of their properties, which was only authorized to receive waste from Ulster and Dutchess counties, and disposed of debris at 2 other unauthorized sites, must pay $8 million and clean up the mess. State Attorney General Tish James says James' office in the State Department of Environmental Conservation had sued Joseph and Rachel Carolus in June 2020. They later admitted to the illegal conduct. The couple was also operating the sites without the required DEC stormwater pollution control permits. A 26-year-old Middletown man was arrested and charged with arson for allegedly setting fire to the Warwick home of a state trooper's father. Orange County District Attorney David Hoovler says Tyler Williams was pulled over and ticketed by the trooper for traffic violations while driving in Middletown in the evening of December 20th, 2023. During the 5-month investigation, police used over 20 search warrants, digital forensics, and subpoenas that led to the arrest of Williams. It's alleged that after he was ticketed, he used search websites in an effort to learn the address of the trooper. The house was deemed uninhabitable because of the extent of the damage. An 18-year-old Wallkill man pled guilty in Orange County Court on Tuesday to criminal possession of a weapon in connection with a Walden shooting. It's alleged that on April 25th, residents of the village of Walden had engaged in an argument with a relative regarding property they believed was stolen by the resident from their driveway. During the argument, the defendant, Joseph Lightfoot, his girlfriend, and another man got out of a truck and began a physical altercation with the male resident. During that fight, Lightfoot took a loaded, unlicensed gun out of his pocket, aimed it at the man, and fired, striking his own girlfriend in the wrist and shattering a vehicle window. Lightfoot later admitted to Walden police that he possessed the gun, for which he did not have a permit, and shot it during the altercation. State Senator James Skoufis is criticizing a pilot program recently introduced by Governor Hochul designed to enhance the reach of MTA Metro-North Railroad in Orange and Rockland counties by offering weekend ferry operations and ticket discounts. Skoufis says for the 90% of Orange County residents who do not live within a stone's throw from the Newburgh Ferry, the enhancements do literally nothing to improve access for his constituents into New York City. He says in particular, there may not be a single Orange County resident who uses the North White Plains train station, so any parking discount offered is entirely useless. And the suggestion the MTA is helping Orange County with the announcement is both hollow and insulting, Skoufis' words. I'm Hank Gross, MidHudsonNews.com. The news today brought to you by the Galleria at Crystal Run.